So, dear friends, I prepare a little bit longer speech, but I will be extremely brief tonight because after these 2 fascinating days, I think we are a little bit tired, a little bit exhausted, but in very good mood because we spent great time with so famous, fantastic speakers, panelists, guests. And I ask myself what I will remember after these 2 days, because we have so many impressions and so many pictures in front of our eyes. And I want to say that I will remember for sure 3 things. The first, happiness. So I think this discussion about happiness was really very fresh, very new. We have the world in crisis. And even this last debate showed for us that how very eloquent demagogue can change your mind and to show that liberal democracy has no future. I voted for you, Farid, don't worry. And I think really, if we speak about the world in the crisis, it's necessary to find new approaches, to find some alternatives. And this idea of happiness, the idea of new type of governance, for which the goal of happiness is a crucial one, is the most important, is very, very interesting. And when we discuss this issue of happiness, many words were repeated by almost all speakers. The first to create such happiness in sense of public life, social life, politics, is necessary to create trust. Trust between the people, trust between the citizens and the state, trust between the people and the institutions, trust between voters to the politicians and politicians to the voters. The second key to this happiness was rules of law. And I think that is quite obvious that without rules of law, without independent, free judiciary, we cannot create such happiness for all of us. The third was to understand how the world is changing and what kind of new challenges we have. New technologies, which can be used for good thing and for bad thing as well. Ecology, which is our nature, which is in trouble and needs common global approach. And health, what needs many efforts to offer good healthcare system in our countries. Shows the role of education, the shows of the role of culture in our life. So we spoke about this happiness in very wide sense, and I think it was extremely inspiring for the people participating in our meeting, for politicians, business people, academics, journalists, and I think this idea, the idea of a happiness as a new approach to find a solution in the world will be very, very interesting in the next meetings in our life after conference. And please give me a chance to say something very special, because I know Ukraine quite well. I'm from Poland, and we know, I'm from this generation which remember very good communist time. And you know, the question of happiness in communist time was very tricky, because some leaders of communism decided to organize by force the happiness. And it was probably the most dramatic period in the history of Soviet Union and the countries of Soviet bloc. And I remember very well such old, good, very popular in my time joke about discussion about the happiness between 3 guys from America, from France, and from Soviet Union. And the guy from America said, well, what means happiness for me? It means that I have a good job, I have a good salary after this job, I go into my house, my beautiful wife and 4 children are waiting for me, we are together, we are eating dinner, we're watching TV. That's the happiness. The French guy said, no, that is not so. I have also a good job. After this job, I'm coming to my house, I change my dress, I take my motorbike, I'm going to the streets, I see a beautiful girl, we spend nice time during the dinner and after. That's the happiness. And this Soviet guy is listening and saying nothing. Well, tell us, what is your definition of happiness? No, that is not a definition, that is my experience. Tell us. You know, I'm Ivan Ivanovich, and I live on the first floor. And I have a neighbor, he's Ivan Petrovich, and he lives on the second floor. And one night, it was 4 o'clock morning, maybe 5, very noisy, knocking to my door. 3 men, very sad, very gray, asked me, "You are Ivan Petrovich?" I said, "No, he lives on the second floor." That's the happiness. Let's show us how long way we went through, and to understanding the happiness can be part of our life now, not in the future, but now. So the first, what I will remember, is happiness. The second, Ukraine. Because we met during these meetings, President, Prime Minister, many ministers. By the way, when I've seen on the stage the ministers of new government, I had the impression that they look like a good students' council in one of the universities. So young, so dressed. But this is fantastic news. We met during these last 2 days, new Ukraine. New Ukraine with new leadership, but not only. Even when I met young leaders here, the group of more than 100 people, I met energy, I met self-confidence, I met sense of humor, and I met determination. And I think that is a good fundament to do everything what is necessary to do and what is not easy, because expectations are high and the problems are serious. But I think this picture of this new, energetic, young Ukraine is very promising. And I think many of us sitting here, we can offer to this new Ukraine, this new leadership, this new generation of Ukraine, our contribution, our expertise, our support, our advice, our best wishes, our presence when they will ask us about it. And I think that is something what traditionally our YES conference tried to do, but in next years I think this role of such exchange of opinion, exchange of information, of experience will be extremely important for this new Ukraine which we watched last days. And third, what I will remember are surprises. This conference was with a lot of surprises. It's an unbelievable number. It never happened before that we had so many fantastic and to the last second unknown by name special guests. We had yesterday something what is absolutely extraordinary this evening with President and his previous party, Kwartał 95. And I think this evening is something what I wish to organize in many other countries, including my homeland. But unfortunately, I cannot imagine such atmosphere, such sense of humor, such laugh on the faces of all of us. So I think this conference was really the conference of surprises, what was to some extent by chance, but also not by chance, because in the year 2019, the place of the biggest unexpected surprises in the world is Ukraine. Of course, politically too. And dear friends, now I ask you for your applause because I want to thank the authors and the people who prepared this great conference. Of course, please applaud the speakers, participants, panelists, all politicians, journalists, everybody who spent time with us in these 2 days. It's good applause, but now I ask you for even stronger applause. In old time, when Stalin spoke, when was applause with such sentence, a potom burные, долго не смолкаемые аплодисменты. So now I ask you for this burные, долго не смолкаемые аплодисменты for founder of our conference, founder of YES, Viktor Pinchuk. Yes, yes, yes. And I tell you, he's not only the founder, he is a really spiritus movens of this event. He's the author of the best ideas on this event. The idea of happiness was his idea, and the list of the surprises was prepared by Victor personally. So again, thank you, Victor. Great job. Victor is with his wife, Lena. You know, I don't know who said yesterday, but I fully agree with that, that strong man, if he wants to be strong, has normally a very strong woman behind him and or next to him. And I think Lena is also part of this success of the conference. Lena, thank you very much for you. Please applaud fantastic professional team, the best in the world, with Chief Svetlana Kovalchuk. Thank you, Svetlana. Please. Svetlana was working with such fantastic persons like Natalia Vovk, Elena Rybałko, Svetlana Gritsenko, Björn Geldhoff, Dmitry Lwogvin, of course, Thomas Weyer as well. Thank you very much. And now we are thankful and grateful for partners of YES and Pinchuk Foundation, Aravak Energy, International Renaissance Foundation, and Ukrainian School of Political Studies. Thank you, friends. I want to thank media partners, Dzierkalo Tyżnia, European Pravda, ICTV, Liganet, Nowe Vremia Radio, and Kiev Post. Thank you very much. And now, final phrase, because still this is not the end. The final phrase. Dear friends, we know there will always be challenges. It is okay. We will win. Don't worry. Be happy. All will be good. Don't worry. Be happy.